And we're back with Ross.
Hi.
Haven't seen you in a long time.
Oh, it's been a while.
Fantastic. This time we're at the Tether Tool booth. So tell me a little bit about the latest and greatest when it comes to Tether Tools.
So the latest and greatest Tether Tools cable. They're faster. This is their new 10 gigabit cable, 9.4 meters. People think that's long. It's not. It's better to actually have the extra length rather than pull your laptop off. But what's really cool about this, so the improvements I've noticed since last year as a user is they've improved the data and the charging capability. So it used to be a bit of a conflict before. Your camera may sort of switch off. They've rectified that. So they're pushing the data through. It's getting there a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And it's also handling the charging of your camera as well. So you're getting that dual purpose. So they've listened, they've sorted it out, and fair dues to them, it works fantastically.
That's the interesting thing. I remember when I first started tethering some years ago, I never really considered the fact that the delay between you taking the picture and it actually arriving on your computer is by and large down to the cable.
Yes, and it does. And a lot of people will go, oh, I just need a USB-C cable, that'll be fine. No, you need a data cable, and this is made for that purpose. And people think, oh, it may be expensive. No, you're investing in your business, you're investing in your craft, what you're doing, you're getting the right product. And this also, that they brought out the lever lock, which goes onto the base of your camera, that locks into that. Yep. So it's a lot easier to replace a cable than replace a damaged port on your camera. So that sort of locks everything into that as well. So yeah, understanding how tethering works, you want it there quickly. And as I showed you before, my MacBook Pro is a 2015 MacBook Pro. And it still works on tethering and stuff, and it's quicker. And first thing I said to the guys at Tether Tools, wow, I can't believe the speed. And it's noticeable. Normally you can't, it's like milliseconds. Yeah. But you're noticing that improvement, which is really encouraging.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course they're orange. I mean, you can't beat that.
You can't beat it. They're orange. They look great. They're functional. You never lose them.
Well, this might be, people might think, well, it's just a gimmick. It's not. And I tell you, I mean, in my little studio space where chaos reigns galore, right? Having an orange cable and being able to see the cable really makes all the difference between tripping over it or not. Not only for me, but also for my client.
Well, it does. And that's a bizarre thing, because I know when I was packing to come up here, I packed my Tether Tools cables. I knew those are orange. They're the tethering cables. That's what I need. And then I'm looking around for other cables. They're black. Oh, what's that cable? What does that do? And then, okay, maybe I should label them and that might help. But I don't have to with these. I know what they are. So it makes our life so much easier. Yeah, and you can see them. It's not so much a trippy hazard, especially if it's clipped into you. And a lot of some people go, why do you shoot tethered? And we were talking just before. It's really comforting for the subject to actually see the result straight away, rather than just on the back of the camera.
Exactly. There are workflow issues. For me, doing any regular headshot or portrait session, I always shoot tethered. It basically saves me having to move all the images from the card onto the computer. It's one step that I don't have to do.
It's also a really good backup system as well. You're shooting to card on your camera, and you're also shooting to your hard drive or external hard drive on your computer. So you've got that backup straight away. And I've had cards fail, but it's been shot onto the computer. So I've got that backup. And you save yourself that embarrassment.
Unless you're shooting Nikon, of course, Nikon, if you're listening, because with Nikon, it doesn't save to the cards. Thank you very much.
Nikon, take note. You need to sort that out.
Big time. The other criticism that I often hear when it comes to tethering is the fact that cables very easily get ripped out of the USB port on the camera. But there are a bunch of tools, and I think there's a new tool with a lever that makes that whole process much easier.
So this is the lever lock. It's actually a prototype from last year. Right. So they used to actually have it on, but it was flipped around the other way, and then you'd have to take it off, take the cable out. But what we do now, it's as simple as getting the cable out like that. That's plugged into the port. Plug it in. We just push that around. I'm trying to do things with one hand, and just snake it around, and that is not going to pull out now. So bizarrely, we did some experiments last year where I kept standing on the cable, but it wasn't pulling out. It won't go bizarre that one. So it's got a little bit of give, but it will not pull out. So again, you're protecting your camera port. You can replace the cable if the worst case happens. They get stretched or pulled. It's a lot more cost effective than sending your camera off. It's easy to replace the cable. But to be fair, these are very robust, and I do not look after my cables, and I put them through the mill. and I haven't had to replace them.
I tether a lot. I tether not only when I shoot, but I also, of course, when I'm recording the podcast, the camera itself is connected to the computer, blah, blah, blah. It's all done through, in fact, it's all done through Tether Tools cables, actually, because I found them the fastest and the most reliable ones that I've been able to get my hand on.
And now they're quicker. So yeah, and again, it's that orange, that's quick, that's fast, that's reliable, that is a data cable. And, I cannot say enough to people, not every cable is a data cable. Some cables will be for charging. That's it. That's their function. Some cables will be for data, but these are now combined. They do both jobs. So it does what it says on the tin.
The other thing I love about Tether Tools is the fact that it's not just cables. Although I think initially when you start shooting tethered, this might be the first thing that sort of catches your eye because they're orange. But Tether Tools also have a lot of tools that basically allow you to customize your workstation to anything you need it to be. We're talking tables, connections, poles, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, they do. They have the whole workstation that you can actually build, if you like. So you start off with your cable, then you think, actually, I need somewhere for my laptop to sit. They've got a tray that'll clamp onto a light stand. They have actual a bundle called the Ultimate Bundle, which has got a dolly tram on it. It's like a C-stand. It's on wheels, and you can just build it off that. You can put your monitor on that, so everything is there for you. And you can just look at what you want. It even has a cup holder, which I like.
Very important.
And also, we can go really large, and we can also clamp everything on there as well. So from large monitors to the grips on the back. So yeah, you're only limited by your imagination, so to speak. They've thought of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's the platypod of tethering, is what I call it. Fantastic.
But you don't have to have a monitor if you want to look on there. You can see just in front of us here, you can put like an iPad on, and they've got a really cool expansion sort of grip that'll take the different size iPad, so you don't have to have a different grip for an iPad either. So there's just so much, you go swimming on their website if you like it. Dive in.
Fantastic. Russ, again, thank you so much for talking to me. All about Tether Tools. Thanks so much, man.
Pleasure to help.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, then press here for the full episode in glorious Technicolor. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe.